because they made a copy of it. And it's so this copy that the guy has is the reason why the one that the government has is in such bad condition.
Really?
Okay. And that one, I'm like, you send it down. We'll probably use it for a show, but I don't think that's good enough that's not big enough for the
Really?
stadium. Oh, wait till you see. Wait till you see.
Wow. And you can see, like, if you're not going to be in Dallas, this whole thing's going to be on
Oh, it'll be on
GBTV.
GBTV.
So you can, and you'll be able to see, like, close-ups of these actual documents on GBTV.
Oh, and it's not going to be documents. Here's one of the things. This one we couldn't get because we couldn't get the lease on it is too tight, and it's in a museum right now, and so we couldn't get it. We're borrowing these things. Some of these things we have purchased. Some of these things are playing a different role that we'll explain on the event. And some of them we're just borrowing for the day. The one that we couldn't borrow that I really wanted, because it goes in a series of things that you'll see that is great, was Abraham Lincoln's hat.
Really?
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln's hat. Somebody is going to be pulled out of the audience and is going to be wearing a hat. It won't be Abe Lincoln's because we couldn't get it, but somebody is going to be wearing a hat that... you'll be like, no, I don't. Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. Really something you don't want to miss. History is going to be restored. Love is going to be restored. Courage and honor is restored. And we're just headed some really cool places. Really, really cool places.
I'll also say the media has speculated for such a long time of how you're going to end, like how your story is going to end, and they always say it's going to be in this sad heap and everything else. Absolutely correct. In a sad heap under a pile of old documents. That is exactly how completely broke, poor, under a bridge, but with a lot of cool stuff. That's how this story ends. I'm seeing it happen every day.
I'm currently bidding on something that I don't want to say because I don't want anybody to know I'm bidding on it. But I'm currently bidding on something because I live what I practice what I preach. By the way, where's that document, Pat?
What document?
Dave, could you take that upstairs, please? And here, take it with this envelope.
I don't have any document, Dave.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why is this all of a sudden in yellow legal paper?
No, that's the original he wrote it
on yellow legal pad?
Yeah, you should have noticed that a couple days ago.
I didn't notice that.
Have we given the cleaning people the day off?
Yeah. But anyway, we have some things, and I told somebody who is a massive collector, it makes David Barton look like a rookie, and I said I'm currently trying to do this, and he said, "Excuse me, that exists?" And I said, "Uh-huh," and he said, "How come I've not?" Now, this guy has 2 full-time librarians, and he's got a team of people that all they do. His collection, I contend, is more impressive than the National Archives. I mean, he's got stuff that is, I mean, honestly, I was at his house, and I stumbled into Babe Ruth's traveling luggage, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's just Babe Ruth's luggage." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Anyway, he said, that's available? And I said, and I realized what he was doing. I realized, I saw his eyes light up like, "You've got to be kidding me." Now, here's a guy who's not collecting this just for himself. He is collecting it to preserve it, and he wants it to be seen and known now. He doesn't want to be famous, but he wants it to be seen and known. He's the guy who's providing this one hat that, because he handed it to me, and he's like, "Here, try this on." I'm like, "I don't know, and he's like, it was in a glass case, and I'm like, "No, and he's like, "That's the problem with museums. Museums are wrecked because the history is made untouchable." And I'm like, "But I don't think I should touch that. I might have jam on my hands." He's like, "Put it on, it's not going to hurt." And I'm like, "Okay, all right." It's amazing. It's amazing. The history that you don't know. You see the painting behind you, Pat? That's from last night's episode.
Yeah.
That was done. This piece of artwork was in a museum in 1942 in California. It's a watercolor done by a woman born here in California. She was born in California here in the United States in 1913. And she was working for the War Department. She was working for the part of the arts project, doing American propaganda. Her artwork, this particular painting, was in a museum in 1942. In 1942, while this was in a museum, she was picked up and put into an internment camp. She's Japanese descent, but she's an American, born in America. She was, and her family didn't even know this. She just died, and we have some of her collection. Her family didn't even know this until the very end. She was put into a horse stall for 3 months, and she lived in a horse stall behind barbed wire. They didn't really even clean it out. They said she told the family late in life that it was really a horrible experience, but she was never anti-American. She's a remarkable woman. She was sent up to an internment camp in Montana. I'm sorry, Wyoming, Heart Mountain, Wyoming. And when they built this internment camp, they didn't even dry the wood, and so the wood started to shrink. And in the winter, they had about 1.5 inch gap, 30 below zero with the snows in Wyoming, 30 below zero, and 1.5 inch gap on all of the walls of the house, or the, cottages that were built to house everyone. It was a concentration camp. This woman went to her grave positive and pro-American. God bless her. She really is hope. She's in an internment camp trying to teach kids how to paint positive things about Japanese and white Americans getting along. Hope, courage, being able to be scooped up in the middle of the night, living in a horse stall at a back of a racetrack in California, and then they ship you off into 30 below zero temperatures, and you don't know what's going to happen. Courage and love. She went to her grave loving this country and teaching others how to love. That's the secret, man. Greatest stories ever. Don't miss an episode, and be here in Dallas, Texas in 15 days.